Hello, and welcome back to all my subscribers. And if you're not a subscriber, what is wrong with you? Right. Today I want to just go through some more bad math that I've been doing. Now, I've been reading this book, which is difficult to see, but I've been reading this book, and they have a section on something called synthetic division of polynomials. Now, I didn't understand this when I was reading it. I kind of got what they were saying, but the example they gave was a bit difficult to work through. So I thought, oh, I'll just go and ask ChatGPT because it's a wizard and it'll know and it'll be able to explain to me synthetic division. So I can tell you now that it can't. Oh, well, it can, but it can't give you a very good example. So I went through this and I just asked it to explain synthetic division. And it started to go through it. It did tell me. I didn't understand the explanations that it was giving me. So I asked for further clarification. It went through it again. I still didn't understand because the problem was I didn't understand the example either in the book or in here. And it wasn't really giving me a good, simple explanation. And then when it did, it said, oh, it didn't seem to be doing things correctly. So I'm saying, well, 7 is larger than 3, so why are you bringing that down? And then it would apologize and say it had got it wrong, and then it would re-explain it. And then I was getting a bit more frustrated. So it tried to explain it again, and it kept using really large terms, so it really complicated, and so I asked it to stop doing that and give it in simpler language. What it was explaining was correct. In other words, the steps it was telling me to do was correct, but when it did the examples, it was always wrong. So then eventually I decided to just skip all of this and get it to tell me the breakdown of the example that I had in this book. And so I asked it to walk me through it, and it gave me the wrong answer. Or at least it didn't give me the answer that was in the book that I read. And so I found it very confusing and difficult to use. Now, this isn't the first time that I've had problems with ChatGPT trying to use it to learn something. So I've done a video before about inaccuracies when it tries to tell you how to use a slide rule and it doesn't know how to use a slide rule. It parrots back information about synthetic division, but it doesn't actually understand how to do the math. And when it did do it, it got it wrong. And even when I'm spoon feeding it the example from the book, it still gets the answer wrong. It was inserting numbers that didn't exist. It was just making up numbers and sticking them in there. So if you're thinking about using ChatGPT or Bard or any of these other things to learn, I would take it with a grain of salt. A lot of the stuff that it's trying to teach you is incorrect, or it doesn't actually know how to do it. And so I would think twice about taking everything it says as sort of gospel, because it's not always correct. And in fact, most of my experience, when you ask it complicated questions, it's generally wrong. And if you're going to learn maths or whatever, then you're better off using a textbook or the Khan Academy or somewhere where there's a human being who's going to show you how to do it. If you're just trying to learn 2 plus 2 is 4, ChatGPT will probably help you. But if you're doing anything more complex, then it just isn't really up to scratch, to be honest. Now I realize I'm only using version 3, the free version. Maybe the other one is a bit more clever, but most people have access to the free version, not the paid version, and therefore, this is hence my warning that, this thing isn't always correct, and you really, really, really need to take what it says with a grain of salt. Okay, well, that's it for me today. Just a quick another rant about ChatGPT really, and its inaccuracies. But if you like this sort of thing, let me know. Let me know your experiences in the comments about how you've found ChatGPT, if you've discovered errors or problems with it, and just let me know what you think. If you like these sort of videos, please subscribe, share them around, and like the video because it really helps me out. Cool. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.